Good morning, good morning. Here we go. Into the studio, another Friday. Amazing. Where does the week go? What a time to be alive. All right, here. Not first impressions, Full review. I skipped the first impression vlog for the Skechers. Hold on, here it is. For the Skechers GoMeb Speed 6 Cloak. Yes, aka the zebra shoes. There they are. I actually love, okay, maybe not love, but I kind of like the purple. Not sure if the zebra stripe is for me, but I kind of like the purple that they got going on here. And I guess it was backed by popular demand once they saw this shoe on some of the feet of the elite runners that run for Skechers. And I get it, like down in the comments, a lot of people will never train or race in Skechers. And I was in the same boat, I'd say 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago. I just don't think of Skechers as a running shoe company. And frankly, I think they're still evolving. I think they're still trying to make inroads, trying to improve the end product at the end of the day. Personally, I mean, yeah, and okay, I won't go any further. It just is not at the top of my list, but I think they are making progress. It's slow progress, but progress in their running shoe lineup. So real quick though, in the next 2-3 days, you're gonna see a lot of running shoes publishing on the channel. So remember the poll that I put out to the Studio Superfans about a week ago. So here are the results from the poll. And again, life integrated with running was first place. Second place was training and workout vlogs, I believe is what I titled it. Second place. And third place, yes, running shoes and gear reviews. So I know like not everybody comes to the channel for running shoe reviews, but at the same time, I want to try and help all of you before you spend your hard-earned money, that you make a good decision in your running shoe purchase. Because guess what? I cannot stand, all right? Just because, again, it comes down to time. The process of shipping shoes back to someone, to a company, like let's say you order shoes online, you get them at your house and you don't like them, you have to send them back. I personally loathe that process. I just don't like doing it, and just, again, because it all comes down to time. But at the end of the day, hopefully these vlogs over the next 2 to 3 days will help give insights as to what shoes I'm testing right now, but what shoes I am enjoying and shoes I am not enjoying as much. And on that note, if a shoe rises above 8 on the total scale, and again, the chapters are down below this vlog, so if you want to skip ahead to certain chapters within this video, go down into the description and you will see the chapters where I give my final score for the GoMeb Speed 6 Cloak. All right, let's dive into it. Here we go. 4mm drop from heel to toe, 24 in the heel, 20 in the forefoot for that 4 drop or 4 offset. It is a neutral. Whoa, very, very neutral, okay, everybody? In fact, I'm just not afraid to do it. Here we go. All right, boom, boom. You can bend it like a pretzel, okay? So very neutral road racing shoe or tempo day shoe. We'll get back to that in a minute. We're looking at 5 ounces in women's size 8. There it is on your screen in grams. In men's size 9, we're looking at 5.7 ounces. And in my size, let's just refresh my memory here. I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Yes, 5.1 ounces in my size. That's pretty unbelievable, or 5.2. So there is my score for the weight of the GoMeb Speed 6 Cloak. That's awesome. In fact, I've got to say, all right, so the Skechers Horizon Vanish, I believe, is about 4.8 or 4.9 ounces in my size. So it's not the lightest Skechers that I've tested in 2020, but I'm telling you, Skechers definitely makes very, very lightweight running shoes. So if you like lightweight running shoes, definitely check out Skechers. Moving on to the upper, it's a rip stop mesh upper, very durable. Has a little bit, though, I gotta say, of a plastic feel. We'll come back to that in a minute. And then also this heel counter, which the Skechers Horizon Vanish did not have. This heel counter has it's basically a piece of plastic wrapping around the heel, which, yes, gives that rigidity and that help for the lockdown through the heel counter and heel pocket. I actually, I hesitated a little bit when I pulled this shoe out of the box when I saw this piece of heel counter plastic, but I gotta say, it actually performed really, really well over the 50 miles. There's also, just so you know, some padding inside the heel counter. So overall, actually, let's dive into it. The lockdown score was pretty solid, 7 out of 10. Now, it wasn't the best only because of the eyelet chain, not necessarily because of the heel. Absolutely no slipping in the heel, but the eyelet chain just a little loosey-goosey, a little, I'm going to use the word sloppy through that eyelet chain. I think they can do a little bit of work there. Now, at the end of the day, the reason that the overall score for the upper is not the highest is, again, back to that plastic feel of the upper, and you could probably see how it just scrunches up there. See how it's scrunching up there? So I think, now it's not necessarily causing hot spots, but I would say you want to be careful as you're testing this shoe out over the first 20, 30 miles if you pick this shoe up, just to make sure that any creasing happening through the upper is not causing any hot spots through the toe box or over the top of the foot. So I think they're moving in the right directions. Again, you sacrifice, when you have such a lightweight shoe, sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit of the overall uniformity and build quality of that upper. Personally, for me, I would rather lean in the direction of having a very, very lightweight shoe rather than, let's say, a very plush or perfect upper, if that makes sense. I'm more concerned about the weight of the shoes rather than a perfect lockdown. We're looking at that Hyper Burst midsole foam, okay, that Skechers is so known for, and yes, again, the dance, very, very loosey-goosey, and again, I was pretty concerned. Now, I took the shoe to 50 miles. I think my longest run, I believe it was 12 miles or 13 miles. I'll just say, probably would not use this shoe past, you know, that 12-mile mark, 13-mile mark. We'll get back to how I'll use this shoe in a minute. Overall, the energy return of the midsole was awesome. That Hyperburst technology, what is that? As I've mentioned in the past for other Skechers shoes, it's when they use nitrogen and CO2. They infuse it into the midsole production process to create little teeny tiny bubbles inside the midsole. Which I gotta say, this is where like innovation is happening in, you know, with a running shoe company that was on nobody's radar, let's say, you know, 8 years ago, 10 years ago for sure. So I love the Hyperburst midsoles, lightweight and bouncy. Okay, those are the two words that I would use for Hyperburst. Now, I almost forgot, they do have a nylon plate through the midfoot, and you can see it there exposed in the outsole there, okay, right there in the middle. So I felt it, and that's probably why my ride and responsive score is so good, is because it just felt peppy underfoot in this shoe. Now, for the fit and the comfort of the GoMeb Speed 6, the fit, true to size for the length, maybe a smidge narrow on the midfoot, but nothing too crazy. I do wish, the reason the score is not a little higher, I do wish they would clean up the toe box 100% there. You see that? Again, just that scrunching up. They're gonna need to work on that. Moving forward for the comfort, it's not a great score, not a horrible score. I was expecting, frankly, more pounding in my legs after the 50 miles of testing. But again, that midsole was fairly resilient, fairly bouncy, meaning I didn't feel like I was beating my legs up too much on the pavement. So my positive has to be the ride of the midsole. Okay, that's my positive for the shoe. Just fun, kind of, you know, again, back to that word, responsive. My drawback is that mesh, rip stop mesh upper. It just feels like plastic, and now it is lightweight. Oh man, I don't know what they're gonna do, because I like the fact the shoe is so lightweight. So they're gonna have to figure out this upper somehow moving forward, just so it's not scrunching up so much. My durability prediction, not very good, okay? 300 miles now. It is falling more so into the racing category, so, but 300 miles, that's not a great durability prediction, and there is my score on the screen. Moving on to some other shoes that I'm putting into a similar category. If you're just too hesitant to go out and buy Skechers, here are some other shoes that would also fall into a similar category. Not all of them are exactly the same. You know, the Horizon Vanish, another Skechers shoe, very lightweight. The Adios 5, if you're an Adidas fan. Brooks Hyperion Tempo, but 5.1 ounces, that's just an amazing weight for this shoe. Now, how will I use this shoe moving forward? gotta say, tempo days, yeah. Probably not threshold days. I'd go for a little higher stack height for a threshold day, but for a tempo day, let's say that 6 to 8 mile tempo day, money in the bank right here, right here. Now, also, if you want to use it for racing, 5Ks and 10Ks on the road. Could you use it for a half marathon? You could. Again, there's better options out there for you. So anyway, that's where I'm going. 5K and 10K on the roads. Now that price point, a little high, everybody, $155. I'd feel a lot better at $140 in this shoe, okay? So it's not a horrible score for the price point, but again, I think they, based on, okay, you know why I'm a little hesitant? I love it. I love that price point for the sake of performance, but for the sake of build quality and durability of the shoe, it's just a little high. It's a little high. So I wish it was closer to that 140 price point. Last but not least, there are the quick specs for the GoMeb Speed 6 Cloak on your screen, and yes, it is available down below in the description if you want to pick it up. Man, would I buy it again? Honestly, I would. I wish they would bring that price down just a smidge, all right? Question of the day, it's Friday. What are your plans for the weekend? Let's, and let's do running and/or life, okay? Last weekend, I asked the same question. What are your plans for running? But let's pick, if you want to do both, that's great. But if you want to say, I'm going camping this weekend, or I'm going, I don't know, on an adventure somewhere, let us know your plans and just how you plan to have a good time out there. So anyway, love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Onward and upward. Oh yeah, there's my final score. Oh my goodness, almost forgot. Final score, there it is. All right, 7.5 out of 10. Okay, everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.